In this video, we'll cover AnAqSim's digitizing capabilities, which show up here on the Plot tab. And if you look at the menu here, there's a Digitize item, and underneath that you can digitize points, polylines, circles, ellipses, or you can clear all the digitizing marks. And this is related to digitizing. It's the snap settings. When you digitize, the vertexes of a polyline, for example, can snap to existing elements, which are drawn in green typically, and they can snap to the base map, which in this video is shown in gray, and it can snap to already digitized lines, typically show up yellow. Another option is to snap to a grid of regularly spaced points, and you set the spacing of those points under this snap grid spacing. That would be, say, if you wanted a circle whose center was exactly at 0 and whose radius was exactly 100, you could set the snap grid spacing to 10 or 100 and be able to do that quite easily. Okay, let's start with digitizing a point. That's very simple. You just click on that and it tells you to select one point, click OK, pick your point, and left click, and it'll show you the coordinates, which are now in the clipboard, and you could paste it in, for example, as the x, y coordinates of a well. Now, digitizing a line boundary, you would do with a polyline, and click OK here. And let's say we wanted to continue this stream that's here and connect another reach of it at the upper end. When we hover over that vertex or any other vertex, we see that orange box. That is because of the snap settings. We're snapping to existing elements, and it'll pick up those coordinates exactly and match them, which is a good thing for many types of line boundaries. So I'm going to click here, and then several other points. And then when you're done with a line boundary or a sequence like this, you hit Escape. And it'll tell you how many vertexes and the total length of that path along the vertexes. It's a handy tool for measuring distances. Okay, and that's now in the clipboard, and you could paste it into the coordinates of a line boundary. Next, let's digitize a circle boundary by clicking Digitize, Circle Polygon. And it asks you how many vertexes do you want around this circle. It's actually going to be a regularly spaced polygon with 10, 20, 40, or 80 sides. I'll say 20. Click OK. First you click on the center, and then you drag out, and you'll see a yellow circle that gets bigger as you drag it outwards. And then click anywhere on that circle, and it'll have this message telling you how many vertexes and that the coordinates of it are now in the clipboard, and you could paste them in for a boundary. Okay, another thing very similar is digitizing a ellipse polygon, and with it, click on that, select the number of vertexes, and pick a point which will be the center of the ellipse. Pick a point that is out on one of the axes of the ellipse. It could be the short or long axis, and then you pick the other point on the other axis, like this. And it's very similar. It gives you this message, and it's in the clipboard, and you can paste it in as a boundary. This is a handy way to make an approximate simple model that has an outer ellipse-shaped boundary, for example, or a circular boundary. The last item under the Digitize menu is this one, which clears all the digitizing marks, which are shown in yellow here. Click on that, and that layer is erased, and you can start over with digitizing. Another way to digitize is to right-click over the plot. If I do that, this pop-up menu comes up with the item Digitize, and you can digitize points, polylines, and you can clear the digitizing marks. When you do it this way, there is no little pop-up dialog that shows up with instructions. This is assuming you already are familiar with how to digitize. So for example, if I were to digitize a point, I just click there, click the point on the map. If I were to digitize a line boundary, I would just click on the map and then click Escape when I'm done.